On today's episode, we're talking about influencers. There's 3 things I want you to think about before you work with somebody who's either an online or local influencer. Welcome to today's episode of the Modern Marketing Show. I'm Crystal Vilkaitis, and I'm here to teach retailers what they need to know today to stay in business tomorrow. And influencer marketing, it almost seems like such a big buzzword right now. A lot of people are asking questions about it and how do we work with influencers and find them. But the thing is influencer marketing has existed for many years. Think of paid celebrities being paid to promote products, right? Marilyn Monroe and Coca-Cola is a perfect example of that. So the difference in today's world is that these people aren't celebrities, right? They're kind of self-made celebrities on these social media accounts, but the whole process of it is very similar. Now, if you have somebody who's an influencer, they've got a larger social media following, and they happen to mention your business or products you sell without you paying them a dime, that's like a mega win because you're getting that free exposure, which it really does still exist. There is some free marketing out there. You've got to be on the lookout for different keywords, and if people tag your business when they're endorsing you or your products, and that's just such a huge win. But with these influencers, they are sharing products and businesses they love, and then they're also partnering with ones and getting paid for this too. They're probably still choosing ones that they love, right, that they want to endorse, but depending on how this influencer works and their audience size, they work with businesses a few different ways. So there are, actually, before I get into my 3 tips, 71% of consumers are more likely to buy from a social media reference. So they're more likely to buy if it is somebody that they love and they follow that's talking about you or your products versus you talking about you, yourself, or your products, right? So when you are looking to work with this person, whether it's online or local, I want you to think of 3 things: alignment, compensation, and exclusivity. So first up with alignment, you just want to pick somebody that does have the same audience that you want to get in front of. So these people should be perfect customers for your business, right? If they post something, if this influencer posts something, these people should be like so excited to learn more and head on over to your business or to your website to buy. So they need to be in line as far as the audience, and their content and the influencer should also be in line with who you want to partner up with. Like their how they do business, the things that they talk about on social media, is it in line with your brand too? So make sure you do a little research on the person before you approach them to help you market. Secondly, compensation. So there are several ways that these influencers work with businesses. One of the easiest things for retailers is like a product exchange. So if you're giving them product or letting them kind of shop and pick something or gift certificate to your store. So for example, a couple summers ago, I did over 100 social media consultations, one-to-one, with retailers, and I met this woman who owns a gift shop in Dallas. And there are 3 local influencers in Dallas that know her store, and they came in together, did this fun little photo shoot together, showing some items and like one was handbags and purses and things like that. And then all 3 of these girls put those pictures on their social media and tagged the retailer saying that you could go buy those items at the store. And all they wanted in exchange for that was to keep their favorite bag. So that was pretty cool. And each of these girls had anywhere from 10,000 to 15,000 Instagram followers. So then what happened for this Dallas store is people were coming in asking for those specific items or showing pictures from the influencer of what she was carrying, in the photo, so they could buy it too. So product is one way. Some have like a set fee. If it's a contest, maybe they want you to give product to their followers, one person to enter to win as well as them, or a fee. So there's several different ways, but make sure that you're just reaching out to them. They often have like a media kit or something to provide you for pricing. And then the third thing is exclusivity. So depending on your business and the influencer, if it is a local influencer, it might be appropriate to have the conversation of, are you out doing outreach? Like, I don't want you to work with my competitor for the next 3 months or next 6 months. Some are open to doing that, but with exclusivity typically comes a higher price. You'll have to pay for that. So often bigger brands will lock in an influencer and have like a year-long contract or things like that. So if that is important to you, just do some research and see what brands are already promoting, and on their media kit where it talks about their fees, they might also have information in there about exclusivity. So that is something that for you to consider. So those are the 3 questions to ask yourself before you're outreaching to some of these influencers, or to ask them if you have anybody who is approaching you, because that's another thing I've heard from some retailers is people are starting to come to them and say, hey, I have this big following on Instagram. Do you want me to, talk about you for a fee? So now you have a little bit of knowledge to help you as you possibly do an influencer campaign. And on next week's, actually, before I share next week's episode, if you're working with an influencer already, will you do me a favor and let me know in a comment below? I would be super curious to know how many of you are already doing something with an influencer. I know with a lot of indie retailers, we're not doing too much, but I have heard some stories and it's pretty cool. I'd like to learn more about what people are doing and if you're seeing results from it. If you haven't worked with an influencer, leave me a comment and tell me, do you think you will? Or do you think that's something that you're going to put on the back burner, really not important to you right now? Next week's episode, I have 2 fun tips to increase your email engagement. These are so easy. So if you want more people clicking on your email, reading your emails, engaging, coming into your store from your emails, don't miss next week's episode. I will see you there. And remember that success can be simple. Together, we can make it happen. Thank you. See you next week. Bye-bye.